the Patriarch of the Chaldean Catholic Church, Cardinal Louis Sako, announces his move to Kurdistan after Iraq's president revoked a decree recognizing him as the head of the Christian church in the country. Sako issued a statement calling the actions unprecedented and unfair. He will now be taking up residence in a monastery in Kurdistan, a region of Iraq considered to be autonomous. From there, he will continue to lead the Chaldean Church, which has hundreds of thousands of members across the world. And joining us now is former Ambassador Alberto Fernandez, the Vice President of the Middle East Media Research Institute. Ambassador, great to be with you today. Thank you so much for coming on. If you will, please put this into context for us. I mean, how significant is it that President of Iraq revoked a decree recognizing Cardinal Sako as the head of the Christian church in Iraq?
Well, I'm glad to be on with you. It's unprecedented. It's never happened, even under the dictatorship of Saddam Hussein. This had never happened, this level of interference in the work of the church. So it's a very disturbing thing that has happened, totally unprecedented and really bad news. The Chaldean Christians, Chaldean Catholics have suffered greatly over the past 20 years, and this is a very worrying development.
Yeah, it really is really concerning. What should we know about Cardinal Sako and his leadership in the church?
He's been a faithful shepherd and a really good pastor. You know, he was made a bishop 21 years ago, right before the fall of the Saddam regime and the chaos which happened in Iraq and the great suffering of Iraqi Catholics and Iraqi Christians after the liberation of Iraq. He was, a bishop for 10 years, and then 10 years ago he became the Patriarch of the Chaldean Catholic. So he's had to shepherd a flock which has been under unprecedented pressure. The attacks of ISIS, the chaos of the Americans being there and all the war and fighting and the flight of many Christians fleeing. I mean, he's had to shepherd the church in probably the most difficult period it's had since the 14th century when the Mongols were in Iraq.
I know in an open letter, he called this a deliberate and humiliating campaign. That said, what do you think the Iraqi president is trying to do here?
Well, Iraq is one of the most corrupt countries in the world. And the president is with a faction which leans towards Iran. And there is a political group that claims to have authority over Iraqi Christians called Babylon, the Babylon group, or Babylon militia, or Babylon movement, which is in the pocket of Iran. And so there's a political element, and there's also a financial element. The church, the Patriarch, is the custodian of large amounts of church property, especially in Baghdad, and of the Christian community in Baghdad. And the sense of many people, many observers, is that this is a political, financial move. It's a way of squeezing the church and squeezing land and property, valuable property, out of the church, which has very few defenders in Iraq. So it's seen as a juicy target, both by this mafia Babylon militia and its allies in the pro-Iranian militia political movement in Iraq, which is extremely powerful.
Well, Ambassador, I wish we had more time to talk about this, but thank you so much for weighing in. We really appreciate it. God bless you.
Thank you.